5 p.m. Nigerian time as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything that's happening in the football. Don't just watch football, live it with us. Catch us on the Locker Room and Voice of the People television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not 20 minutes off, please discuss.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOPTV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOPTV, Voice of the People Television.
It's a season of love, a season of joy, a season to celebrate you because you deserve it. From all of us at Voice of the People TV, we only want to wish you a very merry, happy Christmas and a prosperous new year ahead.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
To
the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lawn.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
In a world where power shifts with every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
Whether you've been with us through the ups and downs or just joined us for this festive season,
take a moment to cherish the moments you've made and look forward to making new ones on the horizon.
May this new year bring you everything good, everything prosperous.
As we bid farewell to the old year and welcome you to the new year,
may your heart be filled with joy and your home with laughter. And of course, may your spirit be filled with hope.
We'll be bringing you live updates, exciting performance, and inspiring stories throughout the day.
stay tuned for our special New Year's coverage and let's make this year unforgettable.
Thank you for making us a part of your celebration.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
It's the most wonderful time of the year. But for us, the technical crew,
It's weird for technical people to be in front of camera, but I just want to say...
Now this one, they make me come outside every day. Anytime when they call me, I will rush come outside. We don't get holiday.
Our holiday is part of our daily routine, and we've embraced it.
I must say, the work is challenging, engaging, and interesting.
We are all families here at VOP, and we the technical crew.
For us, it's another day on the job.
But it's tough being away from family.
But the latter part of it is that after the work,
we stay connected with video calls and messages. Merry Christmas.
On behalf of the technical crew, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas, and here we are, job continues.
Hello and welcome to the Media News and Voice of the People television. Sites. Defense headquarters says a raid joined U.S.-Nigeria security operation. Sure, Gumi criticized U.S. airstrike in Nigeria. PDP seeks practical steps to protect citizens. CITN warns of serious risk in tax law mismatches. Adeboye urges Nigerians to embrace Christ as prizes gift. In business, householders tax law check. In sports, Amorim shorts Man United's January windows. In entertainment, Payman suspends Okafor, appoints Spyro as acting president. Now the news in details. The federal government has confirmed involvement in the United States airstrikes on terrorists in northern Nigeria, stating that Nigeria is engaged in a structured security cooperation with international partners to address terrorism and violent extremism. In statement by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the government said the action resulted from ongoing intelligence collaboration and strategic coordination with partners. According to the ministry, the cooperation led to the precision hits on terrorist targets through airstrikes in Northwest. It explained that the collaboration follows international practice and bilateral understandings, including intelligence sharing and strategic coordination, while respecting Nigerian sovereignty and international law. The statement noted that in line with established international practice and bilateral understandings, this cooperation includes the exchange of intelligence, strategic coordination, and other forms of support consistent with international law, mutual respect for sovereignty, and shared commitment to regional global security. The ministry said it will continue to engage relevant partners and keep the public informed through official channels. Still on the airstrikes on terrorists, the defense headquarters says the joint airstrikes by Nigeria and United States military forces against ISIS terrorist elements in northwestern Nigeria were approved by the appropriate Nigerian authorities. A statement by the Director of Defense Information, DDI, Major General Samaila Uba, said the armed forces of Nigeria, in conjunction with the United States, conducted precision strikes on foreign ISIS elements in northwest Nigeria. According to Uba, the operation formed part of ongoing coordinated effort to dismantle terrorist networks and other criminal groups posing serious threats to Nigeria's national security. He further explained that the strikes were executed based on credible intelligence and followed detailed operational planning aimed at significantly degrading the operational capability of the targeted terrorist element while minimizing collateral damage. He further stated that the joint operation underscored the federal government's resolve in collaboration with strategic international partners to confront transitional terrorism and prevent foreign fighters from establishing or expanding footholds within the country. Meanwhile, activist and political commentator Omoyele Sowore has condemned the United States airstrikes on Nigerian soil, stating that only competent and informed Nigerian leadership, rather than foreign powers, can safeguard the nation and its citizens. His reaction was contained in his post on X over reports that President Donald Trump and U.S. Secretary of War Peter Hegseth authorized the attacks on terrorist groups in Nigeria on Christmas Day. Sowore noted that though the Nigerian government now claims that it was a joint effort, the strikes were carried out without the genuine authority or informed consent of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government. Also, Islamic cleric Sheikh Ahmed Gumi criticized the United States' recent airstrikes on terrorist camps in northwestern Nigeria as potentially polarizing and detrimental to national sovereignty. In a Facebook post, Gumi urged and argued that annihilating terrorists is an Islamic obligation. However, he stressed that such action should be undertaken by clean, holy hands rather than foreign powers who he claimed killed innocent civilians in the past. He urged the federal government to halt military cooperation with the U.S. and instead seek assistance from neutral countries. In the meantime, the former senator representing Kaduna Central, Shehu Sani, has urged the Nigerian military to take responsibility for securing the nation's territory, stressing that the United States cannot fight the country's battles endlessly. Sani, while reacting to reports of the military strikes against ISIS terrorists in northwestern Nigeria by the United States of America and African Command, AFRICOM, stated on X that the action was justifiable and necessary if indeed conducted jointly with the Nigerian authorities, given the growing threat posed by terrorists in the region. He further described the strike as conscionable, an action he noted that terrorists have become cancerous cells in northern Nigeria. However, he cautioned against over-reliance on foreign powers in addressing Nigeria's security challenges, noting that lasting peace and security must be driven internally. In the meantime, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has urged the federal and state governments to practically steps down on how to protect citizens throughout the Utah season and beyond. In a statement reacting to the Christmas Eve explosion in a mosque in Gamburu Market, Maiduguri, the PDP National Publicity Secretary, Ini Ememobong, said the news of the explosion served as another sad reminder of the rising insecurity facing Nigerians. Commiserating with the families of those who lost loved ones, the PDP said the incident is totally unacceptable and that the menace should be confronted with the urgency and seriousness it deserved. According to the statement, no one should be killed while worshipping God. And if these attacks on places of worship continue unchecked, they will not only violate the constitutional right of Nigerians to freely worship, but will also create an atmosphere of fear that threatens the very fabric of religious society. Away from that report, the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, CITN, has warned that the alleged discrepancies between the tax law passed by the National Assembly and the versions eventually gazetted posed serious risks to governance, legal certainty, and public confidence. And a position paper on the development, the CITN President and Chairman in Council, Innocent Ohagwa, say the integrity of the legislative process is fundamental to the rule of law, good governance, and public confidence in democratic institutions. He added that tax legislation, in particular, requires the highest level of accuracy, transparency, and procedural fidelity due to its far-reaching implication for government revenue, businesses, professionals, and citizens. The Institute warned that if established, whether arising from procedural lapses, administrative errors, or unauthorized alterations, such discrepancies could undermine the supremacy of the legislature and create legal ambiguity. It added that it would cause compliance risks, erode public and investor confidence, expose taxpayers and professionals to unintended liabilities, and weaken trust in governance institutions. Still in the media news, the General Overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, has urged Nigerians to find their ultimate security and hope in Jesus Christ amid the prevailing national uncertainties, urging Nigerians to look beyond the temporary gifts associated with the festive season. Adeboye urged citizens to embrace Jesus Christ, whom he described as a priceless and eternal gift. The cleric who spoke during the annual December Let's Go a Fishing evangelistic outreach at the National Stadium in Lagos disclosed that the program was taking place simultaneously in 40 locations across Nigeria. Adeboye used the Christmas tradition of gift giving to contrast temporal worldly presents with the eternal value of salvation in Jesus Christ. He noted that no matter how precious the earthly gifts are, they are always temporary, with money finishing and clothes wearing out, while only Jesus Christ can give a gift that lasts forever. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State has felicitated with mothers of Christmas babies at the General Hospital at Ijede in Ikorodu axis of the state. According to a post on Lagos X.com account, the delegation led by the Director of Pharmaceutical Services at the Health Service Commission, Bakari Mudupe, who represented the governor, presented gifts to the newborns and inpatients. The hospital's recorded first Christmas baby, Okiki Omobolale, a male, was delivered via cesarean section at 12:45 a.m., weighing 2.8 kilograms. Others were Akinbile Damilola and Sani Nusirat, both males. Modube explained that the gesture reinforces the state government's commitment to maternal and child welfare. She further commended the facility for its neatness, orderliness, and well-structured words, describing the environment as a reflection of strong leadership and dedicated workforce. Modube urged staff to embrace the spirit of giving during the festive season, emphasizing that Christmas is about spreading joy and bringing smiles to people's faces. You're still watching the Media News and Voice of the People television. It's time for the Media News analysis. And joining us to help analyze the stories that made it to the bulletin thus far is an educationist, a public affairs commentator, Mr. Lawal Ekundayo. Good afternoon, Mr. Lawal Ekundayo.
Good afternoon.
Good to have you join today's Media News.
Thank you.
All right, without wasting much time, let's start off from what we're celebrating today, the Boxing Day. Some persons will say it's a day to throw face, but we also know that the Boxing Day is a day for also exchange gifts, unbox the gift and all that. And with that, we saw it play out in Lagos State, where the first Christmas baby in Lagos was gifted by the governor of the state, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and also juxtaposing that with what the RCCG General Overseer Adeboye is talking about how temporarily the earthly gifts are ephemeral, and urging all persons, especially Christians, to embrace the gift that Jesus Christ has to give as the only gift that will last eternal. What do you have to say about this, given the fact that some people don't even have anything to exchange at this point because of the recent economic hardship and all that?
Yeah, thank you very much. Merry Christmas to Nigerians. One thing about gift is that people think that a gift is always everything material, physical. No, there are so many other gifts. Even prayer. You offer prayer to somebody is a gift. You assist somebody is a gift. Some people will see elderly ones carrying load. Assisting such a person is also a gift. And so, gift cut across is showing your empathy towards somebody else, that this person is going through challenges. What can I use to assist this person? So it could be by, physical assistance. It could be by gift. It could be by prayer, and that is about a gift. But this one now, in which we talk about Boxing Day. Now, this Boxing Day has to do with purposely sharing gifts with people, and then goes beyond gift. Like I said, you also go about sharing prayer with people. You felicitate with people who are going through issues, physical issues, emotional issues. You can pay them a visit and talk to them, preach to them, tell them that life is not, they should not give up about what they are going through, that whatever they are going through is temporary, that God has the solution to everything. So it's part of the gift. So it goes beyond material.
All right, when you say it's part of the gift, let's go on to what Nigerians are talking about, what made it to the border of every social media account as of today. Some persons with the opinion, what do you make of the airstrike? Let me start first from there. We learned about the airstrike, though it happened with the Nigerian Armed Air Force collaboration also with the United States of America in the northwestern part of Nigeria, supported to be precise, targeted, concise, launch airstrike to take out the ISIS group that have been tormenting Nigerians, especially within the northern part of Nigeria. What do you have to say about this?
Yes, it's a welcome development. It's a welcome development. Normally, you can't, if you have issues, there's no problem calling for help. We all do that individually. Companies do that. Everybody, even government, do that. So if you have a security challenge, it's not a big deal calling for help from outside. It's welcome. Everybody's doing it all over the world.
So will you tag that to be a Christmas gift come early or Christmas gift come at the right time? Because, some Nigerians on social media were of the opinion that this is more like a very beautiful gift from the U.S. launching such attack without making noise, without telling Nigeria. Recall that Nigerians, some were already losing interest in the aid, which they believe will come to from U.S. when Donald Trump were a bit vocal about launching an attack on Nigeria, especially against the terrorists who, according to him, were killing people, even Christians in some part of the country. And we saw how so many persons were talking about that being an infringement on our sovereignty. So are you saying at this point that you accept such gifts coming from US? We didn't hear anything about it. Next thing we heard is that there's an airstrike, and boom, Nigerians are reacting to it.
See, this is national security. You know that, you see how these terrorists have infiltrated the Nigerian security. You see what happened to that general? A general who made a call, and then before you know it was the terrorists that came to, apprehend him, and then he was taken away, and before we know he was killed, a whole general, to let you know how Nigerian security has been infiltrated. So that's why they made it, something that is secret, so that it can succeed. And it's a welcome development. It's a good Christmas gift because some people are already in fear. Look at what happened a few days ago in Borno. Look at the bombing. It was close to this Yuletide period, and there was a bombing in a mosque. To let you, if they can do it in a mosque, that means they can do it anywhere else again. They've been doing it to Christians. They moved to. That means they are getting bolder. And then with the way they have infiltrated our security here, almost every information that passes across, they get it.
Now you make mention of these people infiltrating the security forces that we have. Do you think that such airstrike in any way is going to win a war against terrorism and terrorist activities in Nigeria? You just made mention of what happened to a certain commander, Uba or thereabouts, who was killed after he made a phone call. And you also recall what played out when Obama decided to help Nigerians to free the Chibok girls. We were told that the information was to use a gas to take them out and rescue those girls unharmed. And then when the U.S. were able to get to the place to carry out the attack, they saw the terrorists already marking up and all of that. Now, do you think that with this infiltration, the ground that I've already gotten within our military, operators and other security, agencies, do you think that we're going to win the war, even with the airstrike coming from U.S. anytime soon?
Yes. Now, see, this issue we're having is not peculiar.
Have you ever seen another country help another country in fighting?
So many now, even in Niger. Don't you hear about a Russian Wagner group?
Let's take this back to what played out in Afghanistan. Ever since U.S. entered Afghanistan to help restore peace, can you say that terrorism have ended there?
No.
Will you also say that in other places where we know that we are prone with terrorist attacks and other, carrying out the activities? For example, today we learned that a certain country also, arrested 15 individuals who were, affiliated to ISIS and also Iswap. So can you say that another country can help a different sovereign country to end the issue of insecurity in its totality?
I just told you now, it's happening in Niger right now. It's happening in Mali. So many in Congo. You see Russian mercenary.
When you talk about Mali, we learned last month that even fuel supply in Mali were cut off because of the fact that we have insurgent group members terrorizing the route for them to get fuel. And
In fact,
till today, they are still fighting them. So
you know why?
Will
because,
you say they've actually won?
You know one thing, because those ones, the Malians, when the military took over, they decided to cut off so many foreign assistance. And because they did that, so who's going to assist them? Now, if they happen to have something like the US now coming to do airstrike on these terrorists that have blockaged the capital, do you think they will not be free?
When you say they cut off international aid, we have Russia supporting it.
Yes, only Russia. So what's that Russia? Russia is already facing its problem.
And also they have a Sahel countries
of a country that are going through the same problem that are not here. What do they have?
Are you saying that the help coming from the likes of Russia, you just made mention of the Wagner team and all the mercenaries, are you saying that it's not enough for them to end the issue of insecurity in Mali?
There's what we refer to as coordinated all over the world. See these developed countries and developed countries. There's a coordinated work. They coordinate security-wise, intelligence-wise, when in safeguarding their country. See that Russia, they have their own, US have their own, America, Israel, even Saudi, all of them have, and they share intelligence. That's how they've been able to secure that. Now, you can't do it alone because it's easy to infiltrate your people, like what is happening in Nigeria. But when you have assistance from outside, that assistance is equal to filtrate. They will be able to tell you, where the issue is coming from, who are working, the spy, working for the terrorists, and then you'll be able to take them down. That is the way they work all over. See, this thing, it happened in America now. Do you remember the 9/11 bombing? That's why they went after people like Saddam Hussein. They went after, why? Because they saw them that they were the one who were assisting these terrorists. They had to go after them to be able to nip the terrorists in the bud, and then it works for them.
Again, I'll ask again, do you think that the airstrike on the northern part of Nigeria, supported to be precise by the US and Nigerian team at this point, is going to end the issue of terrorism, which have festered on the soil of Nigeria for over 14 years? Do you think that the airstrike or US bombardment of Nigeria is going to end the issue of insecurity in Nigeria?
Why not? It can end it. If the Nigerian government work as they are working in collaboration with this external help, they will. It will stop. It will go away.
So it goes back again to Nigerian governments working well.
Yes, they need to work together, because now we have a sovereignty, and then at the same time, Nigerian is on ground. So if you are now asking for external help, we in collaboration with the external help. Now you are talking about bombing. It is in collaboration with Nigerian government. So it's like Nigerian government is the one doing it. Because it's in collaboration and it's going to work. Why we not work? We have been in this problem for 14 years. A 14-year-old baby now will have grown to a man or a woman. Do you know how many people have died because of this? Do you know how many people have been displaced? Do you know how many people have run out of this country because of insecurity? People could have developed this country. They ran away because they are afraid. They went outside the country and begin to develop other countries. If we make our country safe, then our own people will be able to, be able to develop this country. We have the brain.
In other words, you're saying that another nation cannot solve the problem of a certain sovereign nation. Is that what you're saying? Because you're now bringing it back again to Nigerian government, saying that we need to put our house together, put our act together, make sure that whatever aid anyone is bringing will be sustained. That's what you're saying. So the bulk of the whole load still.
Yes, it's still yes. This one is just an assistance. Like you have an intent, like maybe a house is burning. Somebody who owns the house is sleeping, and somebody outside, a neighbor, is the one who now enter the house, wake up the owner of the house, and assist to put out the fire. That is the same thing. Maybe an armed robber enter a house, and the people from outside are assisting you. That's the way it goes now. We all do it.
How much of this help do you think could be sustained from, the external bodies coming in to help Nigeria? Hold on, Mr. Lawal. Where we also saw that a certain country gave names of terrorism financiers to Nigerian government. We were told that governance is continuing. And up until today, they are yet to tell Nigerians who those people are. One made it to the list and all that. We're getting back and forth information about the possible financiers of terrorism and all that. And that was even what led to, one of the reasons that we have Nigeria again being redesignated as a country of particular concern. So how much of this help do you think will be sustained with the back and forth of Nigerian government and the way it looks more like they are being treated, or the financiers of terrorism are being treated with kid gloves?
That is why I say that we can't do it alone. No country can secure its land by himself or alone. You need external help. Now look at those things. Are they being those countries who saw those terrorist financiers and they're able to arrest them and keep them in their country and then try them in their country? Do you think this thing will not have reduced? Instead of just giving them names, instead of sending ordinary names to them, you could arrest them now.
I hope you're
There's
aware.
a time they send a Gumi back from Saudi now. Have you forgotten?
I hope you're aware that Nigeria is a sovereign country.
What do you mean by sovereign?
Are you saying that we're not? Are you questioning in any way the sovereignty of Nigeria, please?
This doesn't disturb. See, many people misunderstand the definition of sovereignty.
It does.
Do you know the meaning of sovereignty?
It does when you move into a country that has its own.
No. See, you don't.
To start making arrests and start making.
I'm not saying they come in and make arrest.
All right.
There's Interpol. Do you know Interpol?
Yes.
Interpol is a collaboration of international police.
How do you think that will work out when Nigeria have not given out information or seek for the help of those countries to come help them out to flush out the?
Okay, let me give you a good one. When do you know when Sunday Igboho was arrested in Benin Republic? Is it not in collaboration? They arrested him because of the fact that Nigeria said that he's a terrorist. That's why they arrested him now. And he was kept there and they tried him there. So many others like that.
Are you saying that the people that help you saw through your financiers or financiers of terrorism in your own country should leave their own country, come into your country that claims sovereignty to start helping you make arrests? So how then do you understand? Because the names that were given to Nigerians don't even know who they were and where they reside.
Okay, let me give you a good example.
How do you expect them to help you out when you as a country have not really done the due diligence in picking out these individuals or even trying them or calling them in for questioning at this point?
Do you know, look at what this thing Trump did now. Do you know when Trump came on board, a lot of helter-skelter happened in Nigeria here because Trump spoke. If we have so many other countries who care about Nigeria are speaking, now they can track all these terrorist financiers, even they can track these terrorists. But the moment they get to your country, outside Nigerian border, you arrest them. You arrest them on behalf of Nigeria, and then you try them for us. If they are found guilty, good. If they are not found guilty, you release them. If you have countries doing that for us on our behalf, this thing will have stopped a long time ago. But we don't want lists only. No, we want you to vote the countries to accede. Like that Saudi Arabia, the list they send. You could have arrested some of them on their own, then tried them in their country.
You just told me about how every other country here have the right to take care of their countries before even coming in to help you. And, a country was magnanimous enough to send you a list after they must have done their investigation of people who are helping or sponsoring terrorism in your country. And you also expect them to do what? To help you also arrest those people?
Yeah, no, if they are in your country, the moment they are in your country, you arrest them.
Right,
if they are outside your country, you arrest them. We did it to Igbo. I didn't let Nigerian government do it to Igbo.
Let's take the conversation to another level where we learned that activist and political commentator Omoyele Sowore condemned the United States airstrike on Nigerian soil. I can recall that in one of the interviews that we had here, during our flagship show, the Money Show on Voice of the People television, Sowore asked a question: what if there is no U.S.? Then what happens? And at this point, he is also condemning the airstrike, and he made mention of how foreign powers coming into the country is more like against our sovereignty, and it doesn't really speak well to, the country safeguarding the nation and its citizen. In another breath, we also have a certain sheikh who has been vocal. The other day, he has been positioned as an intermediary between the terrorist group and also Nigerian government, saying that he's working with some authorities that also give him the lead to do that. Although he told Nigerians that he stopped associating with them, the bandits, the moment they were designated terrorists. So he withdrew, with the service of going in to know what is wrong and all that. But he's been vocal also about the issue of, insecurity in Nigeria, talking about how they are to get non-kinetic measure and even amnesty at this point. These individuals and Nigerians have come up to, criticize President Donald Trump's U.S. Secretary of War, Pate Hegseth, and the authorized attack on terrorists here in Nigeria on Christmas Day. What do you have to say about it?
If I have the opportunity to speak to Sowore one-on-one, the first question I will ask him is that, Are you okay with the terrorists as they are in Nigeria?
He has never been okay with that.
Good. Then you have somebody who wants to decimate them and you are condemning that person. Then you yourself, maybe you are in support of the terrorists.
Now the question is this: after 65 years of independence, and Nigeria still can take out non-state actors. Nigeria can still take out people who is causing mayhem and carnages in Nigeria. Of what importance or what value is that sovereignty or independence against it 5 years ago?
That is one thing I keep saying, that every country that is progressing in the world works together. What's the meaning of WHO? World Health Organization. What's the meaning of you see so many collaborations with countries. What is the meaning of AU, African Union? What's the meaning of we have West Africa, we have West Africa, we have this. You have European Union. You have this. What's the name of this? The one that Nigeria BRIC. Is it not collaboration with other countries for your country to grow? We are collaborating with every other country when it comes to trade. We are collaborating with them for so many other things. When it comes to health, we collaborate with them. But when it now comes to insecurity, we are complaining. Whereas every other country that are progressing are collaborating together. Even Saudi Arabia get assistance, military assistance from America every now and then. Even Qatar, Saudi, Qatar, Dubai, name them, Kuwait, go to Europe, even Germany, go to Japan. So what are we now saying?
What country does Ghana collaborate with to keep peace and maintain all that India?
You know that.
Hold on, Mr. Lawal. Recall that before the issue of banditry began in Nigeria, we're told that, a certain group of people wanted to, spread their tentacles somewhere in Ghana. It took the president of Ghana to make a bold statement. And up until today, we haven't heard anything about banditry attacks and other terrorism activity playing out in Ghana, just the same way they've seen Nigeria to be more like a safe haven. Check the budget of Nigeria, for example. We know that Nigeria, as of this, the 2026 budget has a high level of allocation compared to basic health and education. With all the spending, the purchases of ammunitions and every other thing, the Tucano jets and, the levels of guns that, and, the Tucano jet, yes, and other, weapons that Nigeria have acquired thus far, should we be having the issue of non-state ragtag actors still playing in Nigeria to the point that they are going for peacekeeping, and someone is telling Nigerians, for example, the likes of Tojo Bello is speaking fire in Nigeria, how they are going to do this or that if the government didn't listen to their own request.
Let me, first thing, Nigeria went to Benin. Do you know we sent military to Benin to assist with their democracy? Have you forgotten? But there's a sovereign state country, and we went there.
They seek for the help.
Now, so we seek for the help of America. So what are you now saying? In collaboration. So the same thing you are doing, you are condemning another. What is going on in this country now?
The question I ask is very simple. Who helps Ghana to taking out bandits?
Wait, I just made an example. I said Benin Republic. We went there with our own military forces, a sovereign country. Did they invite us?
Yes.
Okay, who invited us?
The ministry, the foreign ministry
of
Benin,
foreign ministry
called on Nigerian government to help end the coup. It was a coup.
Okay, it's a coup. Yes. But who planned the coup? Is it not the same people of Benin planning coup against the same people of Benin? So is their sovereign now?
So
it's their internal crisis.
Are you equating,
it's an internal issue.
You equating
but we
terrorism?
went there.
Are you equating terrorism to coup d'etat?
I'm talking about help. I'm talking about international assistance. I'm talking about international assistance. We ourselves will do it. Do you remember ECOMOG? We went from Nigeria to other sovereign countries to assist in stopping insecurity there. We went there to assist them with military. Have you forgotten ECOMOG?
So now the question is,
now we are having the same problem, and some people are speaking. These people who are speaking, are they terrorist assistance? Are they giving assistance to terrorists? Do they love it the way it is?
Mr. Lawal,
for 14 years, hundreds of thousands of Nigerians have died. Are they happy?
But Mr. Lawal, a country that can swiftly go to another country to help end coup, and a country that have been sending troops to other countries for peacekeeping, what then deters them from ending the issue of insecurity?
Because country? You can't do it alone. This is a country. Now, in your country, you are bound to have enemies. you are bound to have people who may even want to crash your government for political reasons. So that's why every country in the world that are developing, Europe, there's a collaboration. There's a collaboration. CIA assists across, MI5 assists across. There's a collaboration across all of them. That is why their countries are secured. Without that collaboration, there will no security. So here too in Nigeria, we need collaboration. We'll be collaborating with every other country. When it comes to trade, you remember this COVID-19, did you not collaborate with every other country? Did they not assist us? They assist us with vaccine now. They even gave us some money for it. Why didn't we reject it and say, no, we are sovereign, no, we don't need assistance from any other person. We should have, block our border and don't deal with anybody. But when it now comes to something that is so crucial as insecurity, and then you see one or two pockets of people who don't represent Nigerians coming out to talk because they have the opportunity to speak. They now come out and speak. But the people who are actually feeling it, who are crying, who have lost their loved ones, are happy that something like this is happening. Somebody who has his family abroad in America enjoying, is now saying, is condemning it. Why not bring your family down? Bring your family down to Nigeria here. Take them to Benue. Let them go and live in the village. And then come back and tell us that it's okay.
All right. Now, do you support the argument of Sheikh Ahmed Gumi that the total annihilation of terrorists in Nigeria is an Islamic obligation?
You should tell us where his families are.
Right. Now, a quick one also. Do you think also that in his word, he says that he's not against countries coming in to help Nigeria to end issue of terrorism, but he expects such to come from countries that have clean,
such as Afghanistan,
hands. Clean holy hands.
Well, no, that's such as
Yemen, than foreign powers.
Yemeni, which one? Such as Afghanistan, Yemeni, his own country that he has his people there. That man's house is not clean. It's not clean. Which country is he talking about? You should come and tell us now. You should come and tell us. Where even Saudi said they will never allow terrorism in their own country. They don't condone things like that. Look at how peaceful their country is now. And they even sent the same Gumi away. They didn't allow him to enter their country. They sent him away. So to let him know that what he's saying that himself is not even clean in the Holy Land. That's why they sent him away as unclean thing. And here he's talking and we are looking at him.
He has been so vocal, and today he called on the president to halt the military cooperation with the U.S. Are you seeing Nigerian government adhering to his
Who listened to him? Who? How many of his family has he lost?
Prior to this time, he has been the one mediating, serving as an intermediary between the terrorists or the bandits group and the federal government or Nigerian authority, let me use that word. Would you see him going to discuss with them in the bush with some, He's
supporting them now. Is he not discussing?
No, when you were asking who is going to listen to him, so do you think that a government that have given him people to go into the bush and negotiate with bandits, are you saying they will not listen to him at this point?
That's why the government is already collaborating with America, and then we are seeing results. You can see what we have is a country that is serious. Trump, when it is within few months, he's already taking action. He's been taking action the very day he said it. He sent a bill a request to House, and they debated on it. That's a serious country now.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Lawale Kunda. Let's end the issue of, I know it's still a continuous statement. We'll keep on talking about it. We'll keep on deliberating on it. But we have a more present story about the new tax law in Nigeria. It's supposed to kickstart on the first day of January 2026. Nigeria is expected to have a new tax law. But we are having some statement of alleged alteration between what was gazetted and what now the president signed into law and all that. Some of the opinion that some individuals decided to have an overreach, overkill, and started adding something to it, which shouldn't be. We have the issue of Ganeshi order also made it there. The issue of tax personnel having now the right to arrest people, and treat them as if they may be now members of Nigerian police, and even some percentage of deduction, which were not there in the paper initially. What do you have to say about this? Because the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria has warned the federal government that if the alleged discrepancy, turn out to be a truthful stuff, that is going to further, widen the legal, the lack of confidence that the public will have in Nigerian government, as well as also create a legal certainty or uncertainty in Nigeria if such is to come up. We have a committee which Oyedele told Nigerians not to worry about, that the committee will come up with something important to tell us about if there is any discrepancy or not. But we were also worried about the vehement statement made by some people within the presidency that by the 1st of January 2026, that new tax law will kickstart.
Now, something that, has discrepancies, something that people are saying that, no, this thing, there's an issue with it, will kickstart. We still go and nothing stop you. Are setting up. How can you set up committee for something that's already working? You are going to start it in January 1st, and you want to set up committee to look into it. How is that? Is that not a contradiction?
Are we going to see the new tax law being halted?
It's supposed to have been halted. I don't know why it's supposed to have been put on hold pending when the committee finish their investigation. But no, they said no. The committee go ahead with your own. No, the tax law will go ahead with that. Is it not? Committee is not a waste of time because it will have started. This one is already operating. And you are setting up committee. What's the function of the committee? What will the committee do?
Now, how do you also feel about the information that the clerk of the National Assembly told Nigerians or members of the legislature that the president of the Senate, they are working on his order that says they shouldn't release the true copy of the deliberated tax reform?
No, the question is, that's a serious question. You know why? Because the clerk, we want to know who he answers to. Is it the Senate president? Is it the House? Or is a civil servant? If he's a civil servant and is bound by the law of the civil servant, then maybe the law permits him to release it, whether the Senate president said no or not. Or if he's bound to the civil, is under the Senate president, then the Senate president said no, don't release it. Then we know that he has done nothing wrong. The thing now boils down to the table of the Senate president. That the reason is, why do you refuse the copies for people who have the legitimate right to have a copy? They sign it into law. So what's the problem with them not having a copy? It's like going to court. After the court made a pronouncement, and then the judge is now telling the court clerk that he should not release the CCT copy to the parties. It becomes a public document. Now, this one is they say they should not release it to us. Why? You can see what is. I don't understand. That's why they need to get the confidence. They need to build the confidence of Nigerians. A government represents the people. I don't know, when it comes to Nigeria, the definition of government is totally different. The definition of democracy is totally different. We don't even know where they get their own system from. We don't even know, because when you are doing something, there must be a criteria that you are following to show that this thing is what you are doing. But in this country, it's totally different. See the Senate president. It's only in Nigeria that the Senate president will be deciding for the whole house. In other countries that are serious, the Senate president is just an umpire. He doesn't take part in the debate. It's the house that will debate. Here his own is to moderate. Okay, this side, but here is the Senate president that will be talking. Now look at the same thing we are going to. Then the question is, where did they get their own definition of what they are doing? They should come and tell us now what type of government we are running.
All right, Mr. Lawale Kundayo, thank you so much for submission. You're watching the Media News and Voice of the People television, and through this news analysis, we had an educationist and also a public and political affairs analyst, Lawale Kundayo, join us here today. Thank you so much, Mr. Lawale, for your submission. Thank you. You're watching the Media News, and we'll go on a quick break. I will come back. The rest of the news continues. The world to stay with us. Glad to have you back. It's still the media news on Voice of the People television. Now to some business stars. The House of Representatives has ordered a review and re-gazetting of Nigeria's tax reform laws following public backlash and allegations of alterations. A committee has been set up to examine an irregularity and ensure the official version match with what was passed by both chambers. Spokesman Akin Rotimi said the clerk of the National Assembly has been directed to re-gazette the act and issue certified true copies. He urged Nigerians to allow the process to proceed without speculation. The review comes 2 weeks after a lawmaker from Sokoto, Abdusamad Dasuki, raised concern that the gazetted versions differed from the approved versions. Opposition parties, the Nigerian Labour Congress, the Nigerian Bar Association, have also called for a suspension of the laws ahead of the January 1, 2026 implementation. The laws under review include the Nigeria Tax Act 2025, the Nigeria Tax Administration Act 2025, the Joint Revenue Board of Nigeria Establishment Act 2025, and the Nigeria Revenue Service Establishment Act 2025. The federal government maintains that the reforms will improve fiscal structure and reduce tax burdens on vulnerable Nigerians. In sports, Manchester United coach Ruben Amorim has ruled out the chances of players leaving the club in the January transfer window if no replacements come in. According to reports, Kobe Mainoo and Joshua Zirkzee are both keen for regular play time, and while Mainoo wants to go out for the Boxing Day match against Newcastle, Mainoo is still sidelined with a calf problem, while defenders Matt Cheese, Delete, and Harry Maguire also miss out. In entertainment story, the Performing Musicians Association of Nigeria, PMAN, has announced the appointment of Sydney Sparrow as its acting national president following the suspension of the substantive president, Perity Okafor. Disclosing this newsman in Owerri, Imo State, PMAN National Treasurer Baba Ojonuga said Sparrow's appointment follows the emergency National Executive Council meeting of the body held to address what he called serious governance and constitutional concerns within the association. The statement explained that acting in line with the powers vested in it by the PMAN Constitution, the NEC resolved to suspend the president pending the outcome of a full investigation and disciplinary process. According to Ojonuga, the decision followed a number of alleged infractions, including repeated violation of constitutional provisions, abuse of office, disregard for due process, and actions deemed detrimental to the welfare, credibility, and integrity of PMAN. That is it on the media news on Voice of the People television. Do also subscribe to our YouTube. On YouTube, we are Voice of the People TV, and across all the social media platforms, we are VOP TV Live. Up next on the schedule of Voice of the People television is the Spotlight Show with Precious Agumanu. I am Fina Okechukwu. Good afternoon, and thanks for watching.
We encourage you to click on the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Voice of the People TV. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We are at VOP TV Live. Visit our website www.vop.ng for fresh and trending news. Also watch us live on SLTV channel 264. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television.
Join us as we drive into the world of politics through insightful interviews with prominent political figures, both serving and former governors, ministers, senators, legislators, party chieftains, activists, and analysts. Get first-hand information into the decision-making processes that affect our daily lives. Highly engaging 1-hour program that brings political discourse into focus.